What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your App Bar 24. As you can see, it comes with the light itself, and it also comes with a remote control to control the features of the light. There's also an app you can download to control the light from your phone, but we're going to get to that later on. There's also these feet attached to the light. You can move them in and out so you can set them apart or make them closer together. There's also these holes here on the feet, so if you want, you can bolt the light onto your floor or even up on your ceiling. Once you've set the legs to the position you want, you're going to take these screws, line them up to the screw holes here, then just screw the screws in, and then from there the legs won't move after they're set. You're also going to need a 5x64-inch Allen key in order to screw these in. So like I mentioned, the main way we can control our light is by using this remote control here. On the top, you'll see the power button to turn the light on or off. Just like this, you can turn the light on, or I can turn the light off. I'll turn it back on though so we can see how the rest of the controls work. On top here we have a cool white button so we can turn the light into a cool white mode. And on the opposite side we have the warm white button so we can set the light to a warmer white. While it's in cool white or warm white mode, we can also use the color buttons here to switch the shade of the white. So for example, if we're on warm white mode here, we can press the red button to give it more of a red shade of the warm white. We'll move on to the middle controls here. So we have the mode button in the middle so we can cycle through the different modes available on the light. So I can press mode plus. That will bring us to a color fade mode, and I can keep going to cycle through the different modes. Here's a red strobe, here's a green strobe, and it goes on. We can even control the speed of these modes with the speed buttons here. So for example, I can use the speed minus button to make this strobe go slower or turn the strobe completely off, or I can press the speed plus button to make the strobe go faster. You can also do this for any of the color change modes. So for example, we have this color change mode here. I can press speed minus to make it go slower, or I can press speed plus to make it go faster. On the other side, we have the brightness buttons to adjust the overall brightness for the light. So for example, I can make it lower, and you'll see the light becomes more dim, or I can increase the brightness to make it more bright. We have these buttons in the middle, starting with the demo mode. This will make the light go into the different dynamic modes. So I can press the demo button, and as you can see, it's doing the color cycle, and then it's moving on through the other dynamic modes as well. You can also use the speed buttons and the brightness buttons when you're using the demo mode as well. In the middle, we have the blackout mode, so the light will black out. And if we wanted to go back to demo mode, for example, all we have to do is press demo. Then we have the color button to set our light to any of the colors available. So if I press the color button once, it brings us to the blue. I can press it again. We go to yellow, purple, cyan, etc. So if you want a different color, all you have to do is keep pressing the color button. We also have these color buttons down here to set our light to any color. So with the red button, we can set the light to red. Then we have the green button, set the light to green, blue, and white. There's even more colors like orange, yellow, ultraviolet, etc. Because the remote is IR, that means it's going to work with both lights at the same time as long as they're within line of sight. So I can take my remote, point them at both lights, and you'll see that they come on at the same time. Aside from using the included remote, another way we can control our light is by downloading the app for the App Bar 24. To do that, we're first going to download the app that you can use for the App Bar 24. You can do this on either an Apple phone like this one here or an Android phone. So you can go into the App Store and search for the app called FI Light. You're going to scroll down until you find this one here. You're going to click on it, and then just press get to download. Once it's downloaded, you can open the app, and this prompt might come up to allow the FI light to find your Bluetooth devices. This is going to be an important step so that we can connect our light to our phone, so we're going to want to press allow. After we've done that, we can check our Bluetooth settings here, and you'll see that the light automatically paired to our phone. And now from here, we can use the app to control our light. So let's go through each setting here to see what it does with our light. On the very top, you have the power button to turn on or turn off your light. Now, depending on the type of phone you have, it may be blocked off by this island here. So if that's the case, you can always use the wireless remote to turn the light on or off in case you need. You can use this color wheel in the middle to set your light to any color that you want. So I can move it around like this, and you'll see that the light changes color. You can even click on this color wheel here to adjust the color that way. So you can just drag your finger along and change it to any color like that. And there's even an option to set our light to a warm light or a cool light by pressing this button here. And now we're able to set it on the warmer side like this, or the cooler side like that. You can also just set it to the base settings here, so you could press WW for warm white and adjust like that. There's also a cool white button here, and then you're able to adjust the shade of cool. And clicking this option will give you both. So if you want to meet somewhere in the middle, you can do it just like that. There's also all these presets down here, so you can easily click on warm white, or you can set it to warm white 50%, 25%, or 5%, like that. We have this brightness bar in the middle to set our light as bright as we want, or we can make it more dim, like that. There's also all of these preset colors like red, green, blue, yellow, etc. And there's even more standards here that we can choose. And we even have the option to turn it off altogether. Moving on to the next menu, we have the music menu so that the light can interact with the songs downloaded on your phone. It even comes with a couple of pre-downloaded tracks like this song here. And you can see the light interact with the song. Next, we have the style menu, and this allows us to pick a preset mode for the light. So for example, we have pulsating rainbow. We also have pulsating red, and we have a bunch of different presets as well. And from here, we can also control the speed of the mode, so we can go slower like this, or faster like that. Next, we have the tape mode, where the light will interact with the sound picked up by the phone. So if you're playing any music from a PA, or even if you're just talking to the phone like this, the light will interact with the sound. Then we have the timing mode, where we can set our light to be on during a certain time frame. So for example, I can click to select a device. I'm going to click on the light that we're using right there. I'm going to select one of these time slots. Then I can click on it. And from here, we have this window where we can choose which days we want our lights to come on. So we can choose Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then on top, we can select what time we want our light to come on. And then once we're all set, we can press OK, and it will save. We have the left side menu here where we can manage our devices. You'll see ours is right here. We can connect or disconnect the light with this button on the side. And if we go to Group Manage, we have even more controls, like renaming the light to anything we want. So we can call it Light 1, for example. Press OK to save it, and now it's just set as Light 1. And on the right, we have a settings bar where we can check out the user guide. We can also use the sync music guide. We can also enable a shake mode, a full power mode, and then we have the about menu where we can see which version it's set on, and we can even see if there is an update available. Now the cool thing is, if you had two App Bar 24 lights, you can use the app to control both of them at the same time. First, you'll want to make sure that they're both detected in the app. If you go to the Group Manage tab on the left and you see the two lights there, you'll know that they're both showing up and they're ready to go. If they aren't, just double check your Bluetooth settings and make sure that you have both lights selected. The other thing we want to check are these linking icons here next to both light names. If we have one of them disconnected like that, for example, we can use one light at a time. So if I click on a color here, you're gonna see that just one of the lights reacts to the app. But now if I link both the lights and set them to a mode or a color, you'll see that they both follow the app. From here, we can use all of the different modes we went over before. We can even turn them both off at the same time like that. And you can do this for however many lights you have powered on and ready to go. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your app bar 24. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.